global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Indeed, narratives are changing. The dynamics are really getting out. As we speak, INEC have decided to give an update that may not be favorable at all to the persons of Peter Obi and Tinubu over the dynamics they played in the vice presidential names they submitted. And of course, it looks like also the new update and the new mandate given by INEC may have Ahmed Lawan sweating. Well, let's quickly hit the ground running, but let's start with the fate of Ahmed Lawan. Don't forget that some weeks back, Lawan contested in the primaries, APC primaries, as the presidential candidate, but after losing out, he said to pick up a senatorial ticket, of which another person, that's Bashi Machina, had picked. There was a tussle. Along the line, APC submitted the name of Ahmed Lawan as their chosen preferred candidate, while the update may definitely not favor him. Well, some days ago, it was reported that All Progressive Congress has approved the name of Ahmed Lawan as the candidate contesting for Yobe North senatorial seat instead of Bashi Machina. Bashi Machina won the primaries conducted in which Lawan was a contestant for the presidency. By virtue of Electoral Act, Machina is the one whose name is supposed to appear as the party's flag bearer for that position. It was reported that the Independent National Electoral Commission has given the condition for Lawan to contest for the senatorial seat. In this report, Festus Okoye, who is the National Commissioner of Information and Voter Education under INEC, has explained that Lawan and others in similar positions like him are at the mercy of who wins the primaries. He explained that Machina will have to step down, that is, withdraw his interest and write it in a letter sent to the party, which will in turn notify INEC. It is only on such a condition that a new primary election can be conducted by Lawan and he could possibly become the flag bearer. What it means is that, and Martina here is saying that because of what APC did, that he's going to sue, go through the seek legal redress on that matter, that there's no way he will contest, and Ahmed Lawan will take his position. Even at some point, he had to write officially that he has not resigned, though he's still a flag bearer. With this now, Ahmed Lawan may need to beg him, he cajole him, probably pet him. And if the young man said he's not going to write or going to resign, that means we are probably seeing the last days of Ahmed Lawan as the Senate president and the senator in the Red Chamber. If of course, except there will be a bending of the fist somewhere or twisting of the hand. I don't know how that will play out. Well, if I was to be in Machina's position, I would just fly out of the country just to go and chill off. I'll go chill off maybe somewhere in Dubai or Hawaii. Just relax there until election comes, because right now he's hot cake. But let's find out exactly what could be the problem or what could be a challenge for both Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Peter Obi. Well, news have it that it was earlier reported that some presidential candidates submitted the names of a member of their political party as a placeholder to meet the deadline of INEC. The likes of presidential candidates of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Peter Obi of the Labour Party are yet to submit the name of their official running mates. Okay, they're just having name holders now. All right, let's continue. INEC National Commissioner of Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, while speaking on Arise TV on Monday, said the running mates can only be substituted if there's a heavy condition, if only they will write INEC attaching an affidavit. Okoye said, and I quote him, "The law says that as a presidential candidate, you must nominate an associate to run with you. And as far as the Independent National Electoral Commission is concerned, the presidential candidates have submitted their associates to run with them in the presidential election. As far as we are concerned, there's no form submitted by the presidential candidate where they said, we are submitting this person's name as a place or a space holder. The issue of space or even placeholder is a unique Nigerian invention. We can invent things in this country that has no place in our constitution and legal framework. For there to be a substitution of the candidate, the vice presidential candidate must write to INEC with an affidavit stating that he is withdrawing from the race within a time frame provided by the law. That's the only way there can be a substitution of candidates, which means if someone like Dr. Donyo Okunpe decides that I'm not resigning, I would like to be the vice president, Peter Obi will just begin to sweat. Let's hope that there's an understanding, all right, and let's hope that when it is time for them to tender their resignations and write to INEC officially that they are actually leaving, they are no more interested in the vice presidency candidacy. They don't need to cajole them or even beg them or even see them in the other room for any reason or for another account. Let's also hope that Masari in Bola Tinubu's own will not change his mind and say, after all, am I not a northerner? You are looking for a suitable northern candidate. What is wrong with me being your running mate? I can be your running mate. What is that person you are seeking for will do for you that I cannot do for you? After all, I'm a northerner. I'm also an APC candidate. I'm an APC member. We can run this. I can decide not to resign. Although if he does that, the way APC will dismember him, he will not understand himself. But I feel that at this rate, let's hope that all the candidates will not begin to have dreams in the night and see themselves in that dream as president, of the nation called Nigeria. And all of a sudden, you're not telling them to resign. How? What makes the other candidate who is coming in or sitting in or who is going to come in to replace them, what makes them better than they are? But the good thing is the fact that someone like Dr. Donyo Okungbe understand the dynamics of Nigerian politics, because two southerners cannot run. Okay, and besides he's the DG, so that's campaign DG of Peter Obi, so he understands the dynamics and he understands the fact that, and he's actually a known politician. He has been running politics for years, for decades now, so hey, he understands the dynamics that the North has a role to play. I think the best person to have put in that placeholder seat is actually Okonkwo. There was a time Reno actually, they brought out an information on that matter. The Okonkwo said, Dr. Doyin said he's not going to resign, that he will keep it to the end. And Dr. Doyin himself had to go to Reno's page personally and said, this is too cheap of you. How can you be saying such? You know my stand. I've debunked this whole thing that I'm just a placeholder. When the right candidate can still consult. When the right candidate comes, I'll step out. So where are you getting all this info that I've decided I'm going to hold on? So that also has been settled. So it's good to note that the people chosen by this candidate have an understanding that when it is time for them to step down, there won't be any hanky-panky and I don't feel like resigning and all that. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's the take? I just hope that the devil